What's up? Sabotensai here, always working on improving myself. There was dust on the camera. I don't have anything to wipe it with. Okay, what's the day today? The 27th of December. Something I noticed that happens with me, if I feel down for a couple of days, I'll then come out of it and then feel like, oh, I want to do something to improve myself. So for example, if I was feeling down, this is an example of what's actually happened in the recently. I feel down about how I'm not very confident in front of the camera, so I solved that. After a few days of feeling sad about that, I then started solving that by the vlog. And then today I've been feeling just a little bit lame or a little bit off, and so today I feel like, oh, maybe I should forget all that and then learn some new Japanese words, because I actually haven't been doing Japanese study for a long time. And if I know that I've done something, if I spent my time in a way that's useful, and studying a language is always useful, then I can feel a little bit better about that, and then maybe forget about feeling a little bit sad. So I don't feel that bad. I just feel especially since I've been spending a lot of my time with the vlogs, and makes me feel like, yeah, I'm not being productive anymore. So that's a thing for a lot of people. A lot of people like to feel like they're being productive, and that's the exact same thing about how sometimes I like to feel like I'm improving myself in some way, which is being productive. And being productive can be for anybody, like doing some artwork, because yeah, you're creating something, but for me I would see that as you're improving yourself in some way. So it's like two good things. So what I usually like to do when I study Japanese, yeah, it's hard to explain because you can't exactly get out a book, and well, you can, and you can't just read it, because then that doesn't feel like it's study. What I like to do is get one of those flashcard software that I've already set up, and then just go through some of the words, and then every time I do it I learn a new word, so it's always good. I'll show you what one I often use. So it's this one up here. Oh, my screen is dusty. This one up here, called Anki. Anki is the name. I'll write it in the description. Okay, you're taking a long time to load, Anki. That is not right. Why is this taking so long? What? No! I can't even show you. Now, Task Manager isn't even responding, so I guess my computer's just being a piece of shit. Ugh, my screen looks so shit when you on the camera you can see all the fingerprints, but in real life you can't really see it. Ugh. So I'm just restarting my computer now. This is great content, isn't it? So entertaining. Well, you haven't been seeing me drink Monsters the last couple of days. It's actually because I've been there's been a sale at the supermarket, and if there's a sale, I'll always buy a couple and then keep them in my fridge, and then just grab one when I leave for work or whatever. So that's why you haven't been seeing me well, then again, even if I was buying it at the dairy or at the shop, I think I would only show that sometimes now. When I started my vlogs, I felt like I wanted to show all kinds of things that I was doing, even if it was boring. But now, as my vlogs have been evolving, I think that maybe I will only show it sometimes and focus on other things maybe, now that I'm getting more confident to talk on camera, so I can do more talking. So yeah, I'm not wearing pants, by the way. Okay, it's gonna work this time. Here it is. So these decks in here, you can actually download them online. So you download the software and then you go into Google and just search Anki deck, and then for example if you search N2, then you might find a deck full pre-filled. You can do it yourself or just get pre-made ones, and this was an N2 vocabulary list. And then yeah, and I actually study language on my flashcards a lot different than most people. So most people will have the Japanese word in hiragana, and then on the other side have the English word. But I actually do it way different than that. So I like to have on one side be the kanji only, and then the other side is the hiragana. So what that means is, if I encounter a new word in the flashcard, I actually have to search up the meaning, and then when I re-encounter it, I try and remember the meaning. And then you don't actually have to, with this, you don't actually have to input like the answer. You just say whether you remembered it or whether you didn't and want it to reappear. So it's kind of like you just see it and think of the answer, and then you just know to yourself that you know what it means. So what this does is it helps my, it definitely makes sure that I will be learning the kanji, because I really like learning kanji, and I think too many people avoid it, and then what I like to do is just learn the hell out of it, just whatever. And then now my kanji is really good, and I never have a problem reading like just whatever. It's just, it's always really good. So tsukomu, that's like sticking, I think. And it's also good too because it means that when I learn it this way, I don't relate a Japanese word to an English word. I relate it to what I feel like it is in my head. So I think that way it also helps the making the connections in your brain for language learning. So it's kind of like, yeah, I couldn't exactly tell you what they would define it as if you look in a dictionary, but in my brain I know that it's a certain meaning, and I learn the Japanese word for what it is. So let's see what that word is actually in. Yeah, the official, it's a bit dirty, but the official meaning is to thrust something into something, or to cram, to plunge into, to go into deeply. Or another meaning is to get involved with, to meddle, or to poke one's nose into. And then also in the case of like fighting with a sword, it can be to riposte. I don't know if that's even how you pronounce that word. Riposte? Or to retort. But anyway, I had the general gist, which was like poking or stabbing, like thrust. And I didn't expect to get a totally dirty word, but it's not a dirty word. And then yudachi. So this is the kanji. I looked at that. I know the reading, yudachi. And I know the meaning is, without even having to tell me, is an evening rain. So when it kind of rains in the evening. Show answer. So yeah, I got the right reading, yudachi. And if that had been a word that I didn't know, then I would have had to just look it up and see it for the first time, and then over time by doing this I will just remember it. So I would say that I found that so if I click easy, I won't see this for another whole year, so it's a bit silly. So I'll say just, or even 5 months is a long time. I'll just say hard because I want to see it and 2 months. Oh, I almost didn't remember this one, but it's momu. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Another kind of dirty word. It's like, it's kind of like when you massage, so it's the motion of doing this. So if you get like your shoulder, you momu it, you go like this. And when I had told my Japanese friend, I was like, oh, I just learned a few new words. And without thinking, I had said momu, so this one, and shiboru, which is to squeeze. And then he was like, ah, so you mean like boobs? Because like you momu the boobs and you squeeze the boobs. I was like, oh my god, no. But it was funny. So I got that right. Show answer. Well, it's funny, I knew that I got that right before I even checked, but yeah, so whatever. Because that's how I like to learn with my flashcards. Oh, this is a hard one. I know the meaning is like a mountain peak. So, or like a, oh, I forgot the English word, but when there's a hard part of a mountain and they call it something. Well, I think the reading is toge. Let's see if I was right. Toge. Yeah, toge. And I want to double check. Is it a pass? I think it means like a mountain pass. I'll double check on my phone. And you can use it to mean you got over something, like you got through a hard part. Okay, yeah, I was right. It says ridge of a mountain, a pass, a difficult part. So you can say, if you're just talking about you went through like a hard time in your life or something, you could say toge or koeta, I got past it. So yeah. Anyway, I'm actually seriously going to continue and finish today's deck. So I just wanted to show you that's what I like to do. There's been a lot of periods where I would do that daily for like a month or daily for months, and then, but lately I've been, since I had studied for my JLPT test and I took it, now that I've taken it, I have been having a bit of a break from Japanese study because I'm going to have to study for the last level, so, yep. Are you making fun of Meppy?
Yeah, he's sitting there bloody meowing. I'm only right here.